in case you missed it last night in the NFL, it is the team that keeps on winning, but they didn't cover. They finally did not cover last night. Wow, the Detroit Lions came all the way back up against the Houston Texans in a game they were trailing basically from second one to the end of the game until they kicked the field goal. The Lions win 26-23 on a wild night for them in particular because Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions in this game. And this is the most efficient quarterback in the National Football League all season. So needless to say, Detroit just looks like one of those teams of destiny, especially after Houston put up a tremendous fight in this one from start to finish. A very happy Jared Goff after this one, and arguably his worst game as a pro.
Honestly, didn't feel like I was playing all that bad, and I was seeing things well. I was throwing it well. Had some unfortunate things there early, but like I've been through a whole lot worse than that. I've been to the bottom, and mentally I've been to the bottom, and some unlucky plays isn't going to throw me off my game. Yeah, it's a battle. It's hard. I mean, again, I just said it to Eric, but I didn't feel like I was playing all that bad. I was seeing things well. The tip ball, like, yeah, ultimately I got to take care of the ball, but they were making some good plays and some things that weren't going our way, and I think ultimately, like, I never lost confidence because I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do on most of those plays, and our defense really bailed us out. They really did all day, and the guys stuck with me on offense, and I was telling them, hey man, I'm good, just hang in there, and I'm good. I'm gonna have this thing figured out, and they stuck with me.
Definitely a different Goff with Detroit than was with Los Angeles, to say the very least. Meanwhile, the Texans got to be reeling. I mean, they dominated this game for 3 quarters. It looked like they had it in the bag until Detroit rallied late. D'Amico Ryans, head coach of the Texans, not exactly thrilled with the outcome.
Yeah, second half was not good enough for us. We didn't play winning football. We stalled on a lot of drives. Again, didn't score any points in the second half. So, to beat a good football team like that, we have to be able to sustain drives. We have to be able to score points. And we were going backwards way too much. And the approach each week is to go win the game, no matter how it looks. We don't set out to win an ugly game, but in this league, every game comes down to, you call that final possession. So you have to find a way to gut those out and win. We haven't been on the winning side, of those games as, Green Bay, New York, and now Detroit. So we didn't make the plays to win the game. Like, however you win, you got to find a way. And to win games, you got to have guys have to step up and make plays, and that's not happening.
Certainly a different season for the Texans than they had last year, still with hopes to make the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs haven't lost a game in just about a year. It appeared as though that was going to come to an end yesterday. All the Broncos had to do was kick a short field goal to beat Kansas City. Instead, it was blocked. And the Chiefs win 16-14. Boy, if you bet underdogs yesterday, you had a nice day. Chiefs were 7.5-point favorites, 8 in some spots, but of course Denver covers, almost won. Total was 41.5 in the game, and the crowd was going bananas at the end. Andy Reid had thanks to them.
I'd like to thank the fans for the support. They stayed, and got a great show by that our special teams put on there at the end. Up to that point, I thought, my hat goes off to Denver for the job that they did. I thought defensively, offensively, they were strong. And, it ended up being one of those kind of games, back and forth. And, they arguably take it down for the winning kick. And then Leo steps up and does what Leo does every week. Somewhere he makes a play. Defensively, special teams, somewhere he steps up and makes a play. And he did a great job.
Chiefs and Bills next. That should be the game of the year in the NFL. All right, yesterday, the San Francisco 49ers got their kicker back, Jake Moody, nearly cost them the game. They did end up winning this one by a final of 23-20. Moody missed 3 field goals. Christian McCaffrey did return to the 49ers, had a really good game for them as well. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh, the Steelers just somehow find a win in so many different games. You could say that about the Commanders. The Commanders came up just short. They lose to the Steelers 28-27. Russell Wilson got the Commanders to go off sides before punting which really just ended the game. And how about Kyler Murray and the Cardinals? Somehow they were an underdog in this game against the Jets. Didn't appear to be at all. They crushed the Jets yesterday, 31-6, total of 46.5. Jets season pretty much done. Arizona's still alive, though, very much for the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Indianapolis Colts have to think about their quarterback situation. Second straight week of playing Joe Flacco has not worked out. The Buffalo Bills, they end up taking care of business. They were 3.5-point favorites. They win 30-20. Let's just be honest. They've been the best team in the NFL the last couple of months, not named the Chiefs. 30-20 final. They're 8-2 on the season. Chargers win again. They beat the Titans 27-17, covering that number. Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes as the Eagles destroy the Cowboys 34-6. Cooper Rush had a bunch of problems in this game. Also, very tough to see the ball at AT&T Stadium. This is a hot topic yesterday after the game. It looked like a pass was thrown by Rush to CeeDee Lamb in the end zone, and Lamb couldn't see it because the sun was just coming in, as you could see there in that little clip. And it seems like this happens a lot at the stadium here. Jerry Jones, even after the game, basically said that everybody knows what the situation is. We'll get to him in a minute, but first let's start with CeeDee Lamb on those circumstances.
Couldn't see the ball at all. The sun. But
you in favor of cones?
Yes, 1,000%.
You talked to Jerry about that.
Well, Jerry Jones loves the way the stadium must look on television because he could cover that thing up. There would be no sun going into the stadium. Jones was asked specifically if it bothers him at all, the fact that, players can't see. He said, well, let's tear the stadium down and build another one. Are you kidding me? Everyone's got the same thing. Every team that comes in here has the same issues. I'm saying the world knows where the sun is. You get to know a year in advance. Someone asked me about the sun. What about the moon? Tough season for Jerry Jones. We really have to watch the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Is that true this year? At least we get Detroit. All right. How about against the, oh my God, that's a bad game. All right. How about the New England Patriots having a better season than everyone thought? I think most people thought New England would be like 1-16, 2-15. I mean, they won again on Sunday. They went to Chicago and won. The Bears offense has been dreadful. Bears were 6.5-point favorites. Yes, another big underdog, won outright on Sunday. It has been a rough season for the Bears offense. Caleb Williams certainly has been taking the brunt of that.
I think us as an offense, we do have to find it right now here in this instance, just because we're getting close to, and it starts this week, playing versus teams like Green Bay and Detroit and Vikings and all of that. But obviously you have to take it one step at a time, and but right now is right now. We took this loss. We have to learn from it. We have this little bit of time tonight and tomorrow, and then from there we're on to Green Bay, and we got to find ways to do it. Simple as that.
All right. I woke up early. I did watch that game in Germany. At least it was exciting at the end. Giants and Panthers right down to the finish. Panthers kick a field goal. Giants probably going to make a quarterback change, I would guess. How about the coaching bump? The firing of Dennis Allen, the hiring of Rizzi, and the Saints beat the Falcons as an underdog. And also the Vikings kicked 4 field goals. They beat the Jaguars 12-7 was the final there. In case you missed some Saturday college football, Alabama all over LSU on Saturday night, and Mississippi State beat Georgia. Those were the 2 big games in baseball. The Marlins hired Clayton McCullough as their manager. Be right back.